Okay, everybody, welcome to the Transcendent Mindz podcast. You know, just a couple of people, group of guys, whole bunch of people that's gonna be up in here conversing about a whole lot of topics, trying to make sure we all try to grow this brand of being transcendent above all, you know. A little bit about myself. I'm the host, Mr. B, along with my co-host,
Sean.
It's a vision we had for a while, just to get in front of everybody, just to try to create this podcast of understanding more than anything. Just a little bit about myself. I'm a man of many talents, master of a few. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I've been military veteran, customer service. I've been around people on the best and the worst of life. A little bit. Like I said, Transcendent Mindz it's like a brainchild of mine. It's like, what will it take for somebody to think on a level above what the norm is? That's where the actual name Transcendent Mindz came from.
But what is considered the norm now?
That's the weird thing, though. So the norm is basically what everybody, the consensus, thinks. So if the consensus thinks on a lower level, then anything above that. Pull it closer to your mouth, Mike. So the podcast is, you know, go ahead, Mike. You could actually say a little bit about yourself and then I'll carry on.
I mean, it's hard. I got a lot going on in my head right now. But no, it's young man, just at this point, I've dealt with so many people in so many different levels of life, like working in hospitals, working in sales. It's the people I've met.
Sales.
We're not talking about those sales. Those are old sales. But no, I'm I have a lot that I think about, and this is a platform for me to really get it off my mind. Like, just not be able to think so much.
And see, that's the whole purpose of this. Like, I connect with so many people personally that has so many stories that I believe can help somebody else if they just hear it. So that's the whole purpose of this, is to bring stories and conversations and situations in life that somebody that's going through it can actually listen to and be like, oh, that makes sense now. I understand. Transcendent Mindz has been a brainchild of mine since around 2001. If you look at my social media page, you'll see I created it far before the podcast even. Like, I just so happened to look up on this golden pot of a podcast studio that was like, man, we can create your dreams. And I was like, oh, let's go. Let's go. So, I mean, just say where. Of course, I'm from Inglewood, city of Chicago. Been around gang violence, been around drugs, been around all type of things in life. I guess I'm that anomaly. Don't smoke, don't do anything unnormal. I don't do anything out of the common norm, shall we say. You know, I've been around a bunch of people, from pastors to convicted felons to murderers to all type of things. And everybody's story is different. We all can come from the same path, and yet our stories are believed to be totally different. That's the crazy thing. Like, we could be born on the same block. Parents work at the same place. Family went to the same school. And if you get two people to explain their stories, they still come out two different ways.
True. I mean, you're not going to get everybody's going to take the same path. I've got guys I grew up with 10 years, 20 years. And our stories are going to be different. We grew up together, but we all went different ways. To me, it's more of a frame of mind thing. Everybody has different goals, and everybody's going to achieve them goals in their own way. Some people want to stay in the streets. Some people don't. Some people want to be on the fence. So it just depends on that person.
True. So one of my I'm not going to use any names on this for the whole point of not trying to put nobody out there. But one of my college professors once told me that amongst every crowd of idiots, there's a genius hiding. He believes that in theory, there's somebody with rational sense, with a high level of intellect, with a great understanding of life amongst a bunch of people, and they're hiding because they don't want to be responsible. They don't want to have the ability to want to think for everybody else. Every group has it. And it don't necessarily mean they have to be the genius on every subject. It could be multiple geniuses of idiots in a bunch of groups. But at some point in time, it comes out. You'll be talking to a friend like, yeah, you know, they fired a rocket. Yeah, that rocket fuel was such and such degrees. And then you're like, what? Oh, man, that rocket went fast. It went fast. It's crazy that nowadays intelligence is looked upon as some form of abnormality.
But I blame that on social media. I blame that on social media. I blame that on how people raise their children as well. Like for me, for instance, I'm raising my child to be the best person that they can be, not following your mother's footsteps, following my footsteps. Be who you want to be. Be your own person. Don't follow what society wants you to be. Be who you want to be. That's just me. I can't speak for everybody else, but that's me.
But that's key, though. Because if you sit back and think about it, right? When we were coming up, we would hear this constant statement of, I want to raise my child to have a better life than I did. But we work hard for what we have. We are the people we are because of the situations we went through.
Yeah.
So to sit back and say, I want to raise them a certain way to shield them away from all those obstacles, you're kind of putting them in a problem once they get older because they won't know how to deal with certain situations.
And I agree with you on that. Like, I know a guy, he's shielded, he was in the streets. That's what he did. But when he got older and he had his son, he decided, I'm going to shield him from that. I get why he's shielding him from that. But at the same time, you still have to explain to him so he can have that street knowledge as well as having that book knowledge as well, what he's going to encounter in this world.
So there's a huge difference in shielding someone and keeping them away from that environment. You can educate someone and not have them to go down that path.
True.
You don't necessarily have to keep them away as much as you educate them on what not to do.
True.
See, when you take choices away, you become a slave.
How so?
A choice is a freedom. It's the only thing that all men were given according to religion, per se.
Okay.
The freedom of choice, right? But through laws, through society, through consistent changes in the environment and people's social, economic, and political situations, the choices are made for people just based off what they see. They like, man, that person was speaking freely about all this, and look what happened to them. So I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Well, that person stood up for this, and look what happened to them. So I'm not gonna shine as bright. I'm not gonna be that beacon.
But see, those are the ones they see. And again, like you said, it's a choice, but they made that choice to shield themselves.
Well, no. So you're raised by 4 pillars in life. 4 pillars. Your parents, your financial economic situation, your environment, which people believe that it's two-toed financial. Oh, that's the same. No, it's not. And the last one is yourself. So just like any chair, if you take a pillar away, that chair is not stable.
True.
Guess what? I have a horrible phobia of riding over bridges.
Me as well.
So I figure out ways to go around it. I figure out ways to, if I have to, find other people to get me over it. That's not going to stop me from getting to my actual goal. But for the longest, it did. So what I'm telling you is, the world can put you in a box of situations that will make you make choices, that will also make you take choices away. Nowadays, and this is something we're going to talk about in the future about relationships, because everybody keeps saying, I want a man to take care of me. I want a man to provide for me. I want a man to protect me. It's man out here that's 5'1", has no spine. I can't fight nobody, but guess what? I could be the best man for you in your life. But because he don't reach those goals, because society told you need a 6'2", cut up, 6-figure man, you don't even look at this man.
And again, that goes to something I seen earlier. Like, the question was, would you rather be with a man? He's a provider. He's your everything, but he doesn't have the money to give you what you want all the time. Or would you rather be with a man that treats you like crap and give you everything in the world? And I want to say it was 4 or 5 women on the panel. And out of them 4 or 5 women, all but one said they wanted the man, even though he can't give me everything, I would be with him because he's what I consider a man. Not just he can give me everything, but he treats me like crap. So again, like you were saying, it's society has programmed people now to where the man has to do everything. He has to be the table. He has to come to the table with 6 figures, and a woman just has to be pretty.
Well, so like I said, that's a total, like,
that's a whole nother
we can run off on that. But these are kind of topics that we're going to be talking about on this podcast.
That's
like
fine.
I want to have so many lines of conversation and communication, interaction. Like, once this go live, my social medias are wide open. So I need feedback. I want people to actually reach out and give me what they believe. Give me some of their life stories. Tell me something to let me know that I'm not gone. Like, so more about myself. I have 2 kids and an honorary. And my honorary is my oldest son. At this point, he's my nephew. But from this point on, like, I'll only say he's my nephew once. And after that, he's my son. So understand, y'all. That way y'all understand who I'm talking about. That man, because he's a man at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
Then from that point, I have a 19-year-old. So that man, he'll be 23 this year. My daughter will be 19. And then I have my son that's 3. So the strongest man goes through challenges. The reason why this podcast is here is because I have a 23-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 3-year-old that I'm trying to understand as life goes. I can't be one of those older individuals sitting back saying, oh, y'all doing life all wrong, when I don't understand their point of it. I don't want to be the atypical person that sit here and believe society understand my kids and they don't. So maybe this podcast will reach 1 person, maybe 10 people, maybe 100 people. In my wildest dreams, maybe 1 million. And all I want to do is have a conversation. I want everybody that follow my podcast to, at some point in time, go on my social media and leave a question, or leave a topic that they want to say, or send me a message with a story that they've been through that they want me to talk about. And like I said, I don't use names. I'm not that kind of person. I believe that in situations you don't always need proof to understand the background.
True.
Like, if you understand the situation itself, Why do you need to know who it happened to? Why do you need to know where it happened at?
Because today, society is nosy today. They want to be in everybody's business.
True. But see, that's the thing though, right? I hope they want to be in everybody's business and follow this podcast. I hope they do. Maybe they'll understand what people business truly is. You know, as they say, this is the expressway of understanding. And I'm just trying to keep everybody in their lane.
Now, you got people that don't know how to stay in their lane.
And that's cool. I'll be the state trooper. I'll be there waiting on them.
You know how many people done got into it with the state troopers coming in their lane?
And you're right. You're right. But see, here goes the thing. I'm not one of the state troopers that's going to be out there doing nothing crazy. I'm going to just explain them, hopefully redirect them back to their lane. They can keep going. I ain't finna pull them over, take them out their mental state and dictate to them exactly what I believe their mental state should be. No. If they got a reason for coming over here in this lane and they can explain it to me and it makes sense.
Now, what do you say about the people in, how do I put this in a nice way?
Why I gotta be nice?
Because the other part that come later. How do I say this? Now, how are you gonna deal with the people with the I feel peoples?
So the way to deal with a person to say I feel is to get them to explain to me what that feeling meant. Like, if you can explain to me what that feeling meant, then I can understand why you felt a certain way. But if you can't explain to me what that feeling meant, then you can't explain to me why you feel like you have an opinion on what I said. And like I said, any opinions, positive, negative, good, or bad, I don't care. Anything I can have a conversation about.
Ain't nobody been calling me all day. Now my phone going off.
Crazy. It's whole time. I mean,
wow.
Showtime. I apologize.
You so petty today.
I apologize.
It's cool though. I got you.
Man, look.
For my life.
Man, listen.
For my life.
Listen. We all live and we learn.
Yeah.
You know, some of us get promoted to whole management. I mean, it is what happened. But regardless of the fact, everything is in good fun, man. Like, nothing I say is meant to belittle, to berate, I don't say anything out of hate, period, in my heart. Unless we playing Madden on Xbox, then I'm probably going to say a whole bunch of bad things. That's why I don't play with my mic on. But nonetheless, like, I'm not a malicious person. I believe we all have superpowers. Mine is the superpower of understanding. Like, I try to understand any and everybody on every level, on every freaking level. Whatever you say to me in my head, I try to understand it first before I react.
I'm trying to get to that level.
Hey, it comes with time, bro. Like, I've been through trauma. I've had a lot of crazy stuff happen to me at an early age, and I held it. I've never been one of those kind of people that was, hell, I was bullied. I've had racist things happen to me. I've had people do just downright mean things with no reason, just because they felt like doing it. So the only way, it was 3 choices. I was going to find my way out, I was going to get stuck into it, or I was going to find my way out. It's just, unfortunately, one way meant I was going to find my way out of a 6-foot situation. The other one means I was going to find my way out of a walking situation. So, like I said, everything that we do is reasons. Right.
There's a choice.
Exactly. Like, guess what? Say you don't like this podcast. I don't like nothing they saying. You have the choice of not even listening. But I challenge you. I challenge you to continue to listen. Because although you didn't like what I said today, don't mean you won't like what I said tomorrow.
True.
Like, one thing about conversation, it's all done for understanding. Like, that's like one of the key things in life is understanding. If you choose not to understand somebody, you choose to die. Because every day you open your eyes, you're understanding something. You're understanding a situation, a principle. You're understanding a kid. You're understanding a brother. You're understanding something. If you have no understanding in your body, you're dead. And I don't know what the calculation they say you think several 100,000 times in a day.
That's the average person.
Right. From the time you think, time you wake up, you're thinking about a bunch of things. So somebody say, well, I don't understand. No, you choose not to understand. The word understanding is freedom. Like, unfortunately, it's not bound to anything.
True.
So, like I said, I don't want to get into my tangents about, because it's going to come about the way the human mind works. So, I'm a person that, I'm a Virgo,
Yeah.
and they say Virgo is supposed to be the analytical sign per se, right? We supposed to analyze everything. Now, I don't believe in that. I believe in statistics, right? Statistically, I can sit back and listen to your story. I can understand what your past is. I can ask you questions about your present, and I can almost tell you how things will play out. Just because. Women lie, men lie. Numbers don't lie, bro.
Everybody lie but numbers.
Man. So unfortunately, like, it is what it is. Outcomes is outcomes. People can change. The situation actually changes around them. It's not them that change.
I can't agree totally.
Try me. Why do you say that?
So you think people don't change? It's just the situation around them?
Situations around them. Situation around them, it changes to the point where they believe they've changed.
Explain.
Easy. So you have say I got a relative that steals. Right? The love I have for that relative, the respect, the understanding, not going to stop me from having them around me. I'm just not going to put them in a position to steal from me. So in their head, they may say, man, I ain't stole nothing. But that's because I ain't put you in a situation to steal from me.
Okay, but that's around you. But what if they haven't actually stole anything?
Well, see, like I said, let's use somebody close, right? You have somebody that goes through a lot. Have somewhat of a temper. Feels like everything can be settled with a spark of violence. Like, I wouldn't say can be settled that way, but unfortunately their reaction is that way.
Okay.
They feel like they're being cornered, so their first instance is to react that way. Where some people say, well, man, it's good to see your temper is calmed down. That person may have met someone to put them in a comfort level to where they understand that they'll never have their back against the wall.
Okay.
And once psychologically they get, because that's the whole trigger of everything. Having a back against the wall triggers that situation. When I feel like I'm being cornered, when I feel like you're compromising me and my mental state, my security, when you're compromising me as a person, this is my reaction, which is proverbially having your back against the wall. And they have a person that knocks the wall down behind them to where they can continue to remove themselves or pull themselves back away from the scenario. That person never changed. The scenario around them has adjusted itself to that person. That person still has that ability. If that wall was to magically come back up, that person will react the exact same freaking way. Not because that's what they want to do, because it's instinctive.
Okay. I see what you say to a point, but again, I still think people can change.
Well, please give me an example. Please. I'm curious now.
Well, I'm not good at giving examples. No.
Oh. So you want to prosecute me in the court of law with no evidence?
No, I'm not gonna prosecute you in the court of law. I'm just.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind us not agreeing with each other. I don't mind us disagreeing with each other.
Mm-hmm.
All I ask is that you give me some evidence so that maybe you can sway my understanding of the situation.
I mean, I see your point of view. If they have somebody, now what if it's that person that doesn't have that body, that somebody that decides I can't continue to act like this.
Okay. So instincts are instincts.
They are.
And your mental state does not control your instincts.
Why do you say that? Because
I can blindfold you. You can walk right now and know where a wall is, right?
Depending on where I'm at.
Totally understand. I can blindfold you and spin you around, and you can start walking. And for some apparent reason, you can feel when something is about to happen to you. You'll sit back and stop before you act. You'll be like, nope, I'm uncomfortable. Something is not right. I've taken away your ability to see. So how is it that you're able to stop yourself and do things? You can touch something and know it's hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you put your hand close to something hot and feel that temperature, what do your body tend to do? It tenses up, right? Like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, babies don't have the intelligence to understand certain things. But my 3-year-old he know damn well. He look over there. If you pick my son up in the air, he tenses up like, whoa, nope, I'm uncomfortable. I don't like this. And now, I don't disagree with what you said. Okay. I don't disagree with the fact, but like I said, I want you to tell me. Do I believe a person can change themselves? No. Do I believe that a situation can change people?
Yes.
Yes.
I agree with that.
So I believe you can have a hardened, man, I'm a thug, I go through all this other stuff. And he can have a kid and have a whole change of heart just because he don't want his child to go through that situation.
True.
I believe you can have an alcoholic that recreationally get blasted, but find a passion that he loves. And he'll understand, like, bro, I can't do this no more. I got something that I need to live for. Or I got something I need to work towards. Situations create change, not people.
Okay, because your statement was people change. People don't change the situations for people change. But what you just said was situations create change in the person. So it's like we're saying the same thing in two different ways.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying, but this is what I'm saying, right? If you can go around killing people and never go to jail,
you're going to continue to kill.
Right. So if somebody sit here in front of you and is like, you keep doing that, I'm going to put you in jail for the rest of your life, and you don't want to, is it the situation that made you change, or is it you that said, yeah, I'm going to change?
It's the consequences.
That's all I'm saying. Like, the way, now, I believe before people would, if you're able to move slowly into something, you may be able to make adjustments.
Okay.
But the Titanic is a big ship that didn't see that glacier it was there. Like, I don't understand. Like, they could have. I'm messed up, man. Hey, reverse.
Something that big ain't no easy. Ain't no. That's not like
the glacier was bigger than the freaking boat.
Again, that boat, you ain't gonna just turn that around.
Totally understand, but you can slow it down.
By the time they seen it was too late. Captain was probably drinking. Who knows?
See what I mean? See? Situation outcome. But no. So this is the whole thing. Like, and don't get it wrong. I can really dive deep into a bunch of stuff. Like, I'm the scenario king. Like, I can come up with examples and samples, and like I said, I talk to so many people and I have all their stories in my head. So a lot of these examples that I'm giving is not just something I'm making up. It's literally things that I've spoken to people and they've confirmed, and I've researched and understood, and it's not just me sitting back to my if you set the building on fire, that one room may survive. Like, according to statistics, it ain't looking good. Like, but this is the whole reason. That little back and forth is the whole reason why I want this podcast. I want somebody to give me the knowledge to change my mind.
Okay.
I want somebody to challenge my thoughts because, like I said, maybe it'll challenge a lot of people's thoughts. I sit back and watch. TikTok is my new favorite thing, other than, hey, social media has become. Most people spend more time on social media than they do with their kids.
True.
When I was younger, in order to know what my friend Sean was doing, I would have to go next door.
Yeah.
Like now, I just open up social media. My family has more interaction on social media than we do in real life.
Same here.
I mean, face to face.
Social media, to some people, that's their life. That's all they know. But someone that's private, I've always said, even I'm on social media, and my thing on social media is I don't post who I'm fucking. I don't post my finances. It's no one's business what's going on in my life unless I let you in. And if I do let you in, it's not going to be on social media for the world to know.
So I have social media, not active on social media. I need to be active, especially trying to push my podcast. I have to be more active on social media. But I only tell people things that I don't really care about their opinions about. Like on my personal social media, if I was to post something, I would not give a damn what your reply was going to be. If I listened to something the other day, right? And a lot of my quotes is going to be on social media because that seems to be what social media is, like the new way of conversation with a multitude of people that you have no idea who they are. I looked at something and a young lady said, if I hurt your feelings, I apologize. Give me a call and we can talk about it. But if you don't got my phone number, I apologize. That's the city. If you don't have my phone number, then how am I important enough to hurt your feelings?
It's a good question.
You know, you sit back, man, and you look at life, like you look at people in general. There's no more conversations.
No.
It's a statement, an opinion, and anger. Like it's like, oh, how dare you not agree with me? It's like, bro, I can't think the way I want to think. My best friend told me, no one will ever listen to me because I try to make too much sense.
That's a lie.
I said, dang,
and that's your
vicious.
Best friend.
My bro, I've known them for years. And their statement to me was, why do I always have to try to make sense of things? Why can't I just go with it?
Because if it doesn't make sense,
like I said, I'm just that kind of person. Like I'm a man that stand up for what I believe, but I'm also a man that can admit when I'm wrong. But if I'm wrong, if you gonna prove me wrong, please talk to me. Like, talk to me nicely. I don't even say, you don't have to curse me out to tell me I'm wrong. That's the reason what's wrong in a lot of relationships. You can tell somebody they're wrong, but the octave in which you say it in changes the conversation.
Yeah, it does.
Like, in this podcast, I'm not finna be in here yelling like old school Busta Rhymes. No, my voice stays this way. Even if I get upset, I'm like, look, man. Like, hey, calm down.
There's no point in hollering. When everyone is hollering, no one is listening, no one is hearing. The only thing you're hearing is screaming.
That's it. And all I really truly want to do is just be heard and listen. That's it. I want to listen to everybody and I want everybody to hear me. That's it. That's all. Like, those 4 pillars in life that make you who you are never change. And what I mean by never change, it's going to be 4 pillars. You never get 6. You never get 8. It's always going to be your top 4. Everybody say, well, no, that's not true because I got my parents. I got my money. I got my environment and I got myself, but now I just had kids. That don't change. Like, that's structure. That's a part of your environment. Your parents build you to be something.
Mm-hmm.
Your environment build you to be something. Your finances give you the ability to be something or not. And the mastermind at the top of all that is you. You dictate how all those will impact you.
True.
Now, if you're weak, your environment is strong, your parents ain't there, who's gonna sway you?
That environment gonna sway you.
Man, it don't matter how much money you have. It's very much documented that rich people commit suicide at a very high level.
Yes.
Right? Being in the south side of Chicago, for the most part, south suburbs of Chicago, we have a place called Swallow Cliff. Huge stairs, they go all the way up, right?
Yeah, I gotta go there one day.
Good luck. So me and a good friend of mine try to do those steps once a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in looking at those steps is metaphors, right? We have people that sit at the bottom of those steps and just look up. And they praise the people that's at the top on their journey. But they don't get on those steps.
And why do you think that is?
They don't want that journey. See, everybody want the admiration of being at the top. They want the fulfillment of being at the top, but they don't want to deal with the journey.
They want it handed to them. They don't want to work for it.
Man, if they had an escalator going to the top of those stairs, I guarantee you'll see people on there just to take pictures of what the view looked like at the top.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't understand how hard it is to get to the top, but how easy it is to get down. Coming down those stairs is like you be like, God, thank God. But that's life though. It's hard as hell to get on top. Dude, I'm starting a podcast that there's over 100,000 podcasts right now. Maybe millions of different things. A lot of them, some of them may be in my niche. It may talk about the same thing I talk about. So what's so special about mine? How can I make mine special enough that I can captivate enough people to want to listen to mine? And that's the journey.
That is the journey.
That's me going up the steps right now. The difference between me and everybody else.
Well, that's us going up the steps right now.
I'm gonna put a rope to my waist and I'm gonna pull you up.
I earn my own. I earn my own. I'm not one of them people where.
Man, listen. If y'all follow this podcast, I'm gonna put a video of Mr. Sean going up them stairs. Y'all gonna understand what I'm saying.
That's fine.
But yet again, though, that journey, once we go up and we come down, it's gonna hurt. But we gonna continue to go up.
Man, that's life. I got an acronym for life.
HOE?
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
It's called life. LIFE. Life isn't fucking easy. If you've always had it easy, you've never had a life. You have to go through something in order to have a life. You have to have a journey, a story.
Man, I agree with that. I believe that if you don't know what bad is, you will never truly respect what good is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we can go crazy. We can go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm the feeling that I have right now doing this is motivating me like there's no tomorrow. Like I could think of topics that I could talk about. I know people that I could bring in here, or hey, like I say, this dude is a wizard in the studio. I can Skype in. If you want to be on the podcast, you want to actually, you don't have to come. We can Zoom, Skype, Google Duo, hey, all that good cute stuff. We can do all that, but be a part, man. There's nothing wrong. Like, I'm not asking for people to give me money. I'm not asking for people to give me their blood, sweat, and tears. I just want their ear.
Or in a little time.
That's it. That's it. At the most, 15 minutes, 30 minutes if we on fire. You know? But other than that, like, if you turn on this podcast, understand that you turning on something that you trying to understand.
True.
We ain't finna be in everybody business talking about, yeah, you know, Sean got 4, 5. Nah, man. That ain't what this is. If you looking for something to belittle somebody, to laugh and grin
This
about
isn't the place
experience,
for you.
this ain't it. This ain't it. Like, we gonna talk about a whole bunch of stuff. It's gonna be real deep on days. It's gonna be a whole lot of comedy on some days. It's gonna be a whole lot of barber shopping on a lot of days. A whole lot of beauty shopping on a lot of days. Like,
there's one I do want to do though. Like the battle of the not exes. Whoa, the battle of the sexes.
I about to say, who you finna get shot?
No, I can't do that.
Man, hey, cut it out, but don't cut it out. No, my wife hear that, she gonna be like, who you know? No,
I can't.
I don't even got the X is not even in my alphabet no more.
Battle of the sexes.
I got you. Whoo, he was trying to start. Hey, boy. Hey, see, man.
You
listen.
think you gonna get shot?
Man, listen.
What you think gonna happen to me?
Like I say, I ain't even got a letter X in my alphabet no more. I don't even got that. I wish all them young ladies, them women, I wish all of them.
That's a whole nother subject.
I wish life is good for all of them, but yeah.
That's a whole nother subject.
Nah, I ain't never talking about that subject, and I'm good with that. I'm 100% good. Like I said, I wish nothing but peace and prosperity on everybody, whether you was in my life for a minute or a millennium. Like, I don't care. Like, if you did something good to me or bad, you made me who I am right now. And the fact that I can deal with or go through or be around and still try to understand people, I think I'm pretty damn good. I mean, it is what it is. So we've been up in here talking for almost an hour. I didn't even know it's been almost an hour, bro.
Wow.
Like, hey, it got fun for a minute. I almost want to, give him my credit card and be like, hey, bro, just go on here, do your thing. But this is just the intro. And like I said, I want people to understand who I am and what I'm bringing.
Okay.
The next one, trust me, it'll be more concise, more topic driven. We won't bounce around in many places. It's just more so me becoming comfortable talking to people, talking to this microphone. Like, it's cameras. Like, when I'm actually gonna post this private on my YouTube for now, but once we go down the line, I'm gonna actually release this and show people where the beginning came from.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to come to grasp with something in my head. A man full of knowledge that don't share it is just as bad as an idiot that don't want to learn.
True.
And yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna be that person no more. So, like I said, I've been around a bunch of people through a lot of experiences, and I just want everybody to go on this ride with me. You know, if you post something on social media and you know who I am, and it hits me, I'm gonna message you and tell you, like, hey, bro, you might want to listen. I'm not gonna say your name, but I need this subject. Just, I feel like this would be a good one. Like I said, I'm never gonna disrespect nobody. I'm never gonna verbally out nobody or nah, man. The only thing I'm stealing is experiences. I'm not stealing nobody's information. No. I'm just stealing content for me to actually talk about. That's all. So with that being said, I appreciate you all coming to listen to this. For those that stayed to the end, I appreciate you all. And yeah, let's get it. We're gonna have fun with this.